Phantom of the Opera. Now, frequenters of this channel know I am huge into musicals. I absolutely adore them. And Phantom is one of my favourites. Jesus Christ Superstar being my absolute favourite. Phantom coming very close. Now, let me take you back a little bit. When I found out that there was a sequel to Phantom being released, I was very excited. I can't even begin to explain how excited, to be honest. The continuation of Phantom was going to be awesome. It had promised to be huge. They released a couple of the songs from the show, and I'm thinking this is going to be very interesting. Kind of Phantom brought into a more modern music setting, and then it released. Oh boy, did it release. Bad. And needless to say, I am not a fan of the sequel at all. If you ever want to see a very, very interesting pull-apart video essay on Phantom of the Opera, there is one done by an incredible creator called Lindsay Ellis, and she breaks down all of the moments that are just weird, and she puts it into words far better than I ever could. However, I will admit that those songs that were released earlier are pretty bloody good, including this one. So during the Killing Voice Week, I don't know why I stumbled over that. During the Killing Voice Week, this one had come up a couple of times to have a look at, and so that's why we are here now. It is a very different piece when it comes to the kind of Phantom, let's say, the catalogue of Phantom songs. It is, as I said before, a little bit more modern, a little bit more contemporary, and it takes a very different technique to the original Phantom show in order to make it work. Now, the gentleman that they had doing it was incredible. He sang it very, very well. So I'm interested to see how this gentleman covers it. Now, do forgive me, is it Taeyang or Yootaeyang? I apologize if I've completely buggered that up. But either way, I'm very excited to see how this one goes. And it is a great song. So, before we begin, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help. If you have not subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did so. A quick thank you to our Patreon members listed here. If you would like to get on this list, there is a link in the Patreon below. No, there's a link to the Patreon in the description below. Come on, Jim, you've only been doing this for like a couple of years now. You'd think you'd have it right at some point. But there are more ways that you can help at the end. Without any further ado, let's have a listen to this. Yootaeyang performing Till I Hear You Sing from Level 11. Oh my God, love never dies.
The day starts,
Oh, beautiful.
the day ends, time grows by.
Straight away, I can tell this is already going to be good. Now, I'm really sorry. I am going to take it back so that we can just do as much of this as possible. For those who haven't seen this channel before, I do tend to stop things and point things out as we go so that basically I don't forget them by the end. Now, something I want you guys to have a look at. Now, something that we steer clear of when we sing is lifting the shoulders when we breathe in. Usually, if you're told, for those who aren't singers, if you're told to take it in a deep breath, the general general populace would go like this. And what happens here is you can actually feel the muscles here tense up, and it puts tension on here as well. And what we tend to do as singers is we tend to avoid that. Now, there is a phrase that is used by most singing teachers which I hate, and I'm going to get into why, and that is use your diaphragm. Now, what they mean by that is to, when you breathe in, your stomach comes out rather than the shoulders come out. So it's just this. right? Unfortunately, you can't see it due to the camera angle, but that's what happened, is my stomach just came out. We, as non-politically correct as it may sound, we call it getting the fat tummy. Or at least my people do, and the people around me do. But what this does, okay, and the reason that I hate use your diaphragm, the diaphragm is a muscle that has one purpose. It constricts in order to let air in and relaxes to let air out. That's literally all the diaphragm does. So using your diaphragm doesn't exist because it just happens normally. You're going to use your diaphragm if you breathe. So the phrase annoys me. But anyway, I could go into more detail on that later if people want me to do that. Actually, I could do a whole video on why I hate it, but that's beside the point. So the issue is then, right, when you breathe that way and that way only, you actually restrict your lung capacity. You end up being able to only take in about, I want to say 60 to 75% of your maximum lung capacity. And so what we do then to combat that is we do the fat tummy and we raise the chest. Now, it looks like when you do it that the shoulders go up. They don't quite. It is the chest raising and the shoulders naturally have a movement, but it's not engaging those same muscles. This gentleman here, straight away, you could tell, chest is up, he is using full lung capacity. This man already has my respect due to the fact that he knows how to breathe. Which is such an odd thing to say, but straight away, brilliant. Watch it.
The day starts.
The day starts.
The day ends. Time grows
It's all here.
by.
Also, a suit jacket does make it look like the shoulders are going up more. It does make it harder. I wear suit jackets all the time on stage. It's a pain.
Nice chills in pacing the floor. The moment's grip, yet I can't bear to sleep till I hear you sing.
Interesting.
And weeks pass and months pass, seasons fly.
Okay, I think he actually was raising his shoulders there with that, but that's alright.
Still you don't walk through the door. Then in a haze I count the silent days.
Okay.
Till I hear you sing once more.
Beautiful. Okay, I know that's going to annoy people that I've paused right there. Now, there's something else that I want to bring up too. This gentleman's got incredibly good core pressure. And what that means is, it's part of when people say use your diaphragm. I need to do a whole video breakdown on why I hate the term. Basically what happens is, in order to get the sound out, you've got to use core pressure, which is all of your, like, all of the muscles in the stomach. So the best way to explain it, and I know that this is probably going to gross some people out, that feeling you have in your stomach when you are on the toilet trying to push out a number 2, right? That is the same pressure and that same downward pressure that you need in order to get the sound out as beautifully as possible. Depending on the style of music, you will do it more or less, most, not all of the time, like as a general thing, but watch when he pulls his hands up in, like, kind of in front of him, right? His hands and his arms are not tense, but the entire core is, which is actually good. Now, I know that you want to keep tension away from here, of course, but the way, like, that tension there in that core section is what's helping him get getting that power and getting that sound out. And there is so much pressure there. Watch how his torso, just his torso, stiffens when he does this line here. You could hit him in the stomach and you would hurt your hand. I never recommend doing that. But if you did, you probably hurt your own self. So let's have a look at this again.
Still you don't walk through the door. you sing once more. And sometimes at night times I dream that you are there. But wait,
Beautiful.
holding
Beautiful placement.
nothing but the cold night air. And years come and years go, time runs dry. Still I ache deep in my core.
Interesting.
My broken soul can be alive and whole till I hear you sing once more. And music, your music, it is in my ear. I turn and it fades away,
approach this.
and you're not here.
Okay, and I know we're about to get into the high part here. You're not here. That, the way he does that, right? Brilliant. I wasn't sure how he was going to approach it. When we talk about, when we sing, right, we talk about vowel sounds a lot. And I talk about vowel sounds a lot because we fall into a Latin vowel sound when we sing, and it doesn't matter what language we speak in naturally, we fall into Latin vowel sound, which is R, E, O, and U, and that is where we are holding the notes on those vowel sounds because consonants are much harder to hold notes on. Something that is quite common is that a lot of vocalists will have an affinity for certain vowel sounds. Like, somebody might be good with R's and U's, someone might be good with E's and O's, as an example, right? And this song is difficult in the term that, in the way that it requires you to be good at E's, U's, I want to say R's and A's as well. Like, it requires you to be good at, like, all of them. And what we can do sometimes is change that that vowel sound. So, and you're not hip, hip. So you got the E, right? You've got the E vowel there, but you could change that to an R vowel. And you're not here. Like, air, sorry, not R vowel, air vowel. And you're not here. And whilst it sounds different because I'm pointing it out, in the midst of singing it, it's a lot harder to pick up that it has even been changed. So I was interested to see how he was going to approach it. He went straight for an E vowel, which is something that we hadn't really heard much in this song yet, and he does it so incredibly well. I'm impressed on so many levels.
Music, your music, it is in my ear. I turn and it fades away, and you're not here.
And that's another, sorry, and I know and you're not here. Changing that vowel from O, E. That is not a normal sort of vowel change that you would hear in most songs, and this is the beauty of Lloyd Webber's stuff. He always challenges his vocalists in a very interesting way. And I know that he didn't do the lyric, but anything Lloyd Webber tends to have that extra level of difficulty in it, whether it be an odd time signature or weird vowels and a combination of it. Lloyd Webber's stuff is freaky. Beautiful.
Let hopes pass, let dreams pass, let them die. Without you, what are they for? I always feel no more than halfway real.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, that's so good. Alright, final thoughts. Okay, so what I was saying with the vowel sounds, right? And it really comes clear, especially in that last part. You've got let hopes, so you've got so you're going from O's to R's. Let hopes pass, let dreams pass, let them die. The let is air vowel, and then back to R, and then there's E's thrown in there. Like, that is a huge part of the difficulty of this song, is getting all of those vowels right. And yes, you can change them up, as I was mentioning before, but it is such a hard song to do that too. And all I can do at this point is genuinely commend the effort and the performance and the vocal of that man. Especially because, too, you can tell that his native accent, whatever, I'm not sure of his nationality, and I do apologize. I go into these as blind as possible. Whatever it may be, it was kind of slipping through. And a lot of people allow that to hinder, especially when it comes to singing in English. A lot of people allow that to hinder and don't really put the work in to make it all sound uniform. And there's only so much you can do, right? Like, he has put in so much work, is what I'm saying. He's put in so much work, and of course, little bits of that are gonna slip through. That's natural. He's done such an incredible job. Oh man, oh, I love that. Like, let me know in the comments, what is his affinity with English? Like, does he speak English? How fluent is he with English? Because that always interests me as well. Because there is something to be said, like, if he knows very little English and sings like that is another layer of impressive to me. But holy crap, that's just like, I've got chills, like, especially that end part there. Oh man, awesome. Anyway, look, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Yeah, look, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to all that sort of thing, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what we did here today, for as little as $3 Australian per month, you can join us over on Patreon and become one of our tiered members and join the wonderful list of people here. If you're into gaming, I also have a gaming channel that I have recently gotten back into. And also, on this splash screen, you might see something a little bit interesting. More news on that coming soon.